Hello everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another Jurassic World figure review from Mattel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another giant figure, and is one I'm really excited for, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Thrash and Devour Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this is probably Mattel's best T-Rex they came out with so far, yet I always keep on saying that whenever they come out with a new T-Rex, like, oh, this one's the best one, better than the last one. Yeah, same thing's going on with this one. This one's way better than the last ones. I just love the colors, and the gimmicks are pretty cool. Pretty generic for a usual T-Rex figure. But I can't wait to get it out of the box. Typical Mattel package art. And it shows what it can do. It can chomp, thrash, and devour, and is eating my poor boy here, Moros, not getting respected by the T-Rex. And then just more stuff on the back. Shows it can thrash and then chomp, devour. And then on the side here, which is really cool, you got a picture of the new Soundslash and Theropod, which I am really excited to get my hands on this guy when it comes out. Which, if the release date for this guy is April 17th, which I'm assuming it is, I don't think it's ever going to change. I cannot wait to find this guy. He's one guy I will be looking out for on that release date, unless it gets released early in Walmart like all these other figures have been doing. But other than that, we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful T-Rex from Mattel. So without further ado, let's get this giant T-Rex out of the box. Alrighty, so here is the Thrash and Devour Tyrannosaurus Rex out of the package here. And first thoughts, it looks really cool. I'm definitely going to say it. This is probably my favorite T-Rex now from Mattel. And it's always going to be like that. It's always the newest one that ends up being more of my favorite than the last one was. So, but I'll get into more of that later when we do size comparisons. But yeah, this T-Rex is a very beautiful looking T-Rex. Excellent sculpt and detail, and I love the darker colors on it. Really go well with the T-Rex. So looking at the detail on the head here, it's just your normal typical detailing sculpt work from Mattel. It looks so cool. It's just like a classic Jurassic Park face right there, or a classic Jurassic Park T-Rex face, I should say. And you can see just all the cool little scale detail increases. And here you can see the classic scratch marks that Rexy has from the movies, the main Jurassic Park T-Rex. And then you can just see all the other detail that's just covering the entire body. And you got some nice muscle definition going on here on the legs. And the feet are nicely sculpted, looking very realistic. Yeah, it looks awesome. There's really no other way to really express how much this sculpt is really good. It's just Mattel is knocking out of the park with these Jurassic Park figures, in my opinion. Yeah, look at all the crease detail, skin detail on the tail, and then on the leg, you got some more nice, just the overall shape and the form and the muscles peeking through there. It just looks so nice, and especially when the sun's shining off of it, it just gives it like such a realistic look to it. And you can see some scratches over here on the side of the body there. And yeah, see the claw marks. And then here we get the little arms here. Finger claws not painted. I don't really care. I could care less if they're painted or not. But just the overall sculpt. And then you can see some more claw marks, scratch marks on the side of her face right there. Very accurate to her from the movie. And yes, her head is much thicker than your normal Jurassic Park Mattel T-Rex. It's just for the action gimmick for it to be eating humans. So it's kind of similar to like the Indominus Rex with its head being all wide. And yeah, amazing sculpt from underneath the body as well. And like I said, the colors are really nice. This is probably the best paint job we've gotten overall. Just love the dark tones with a Jurassic Park T-Rex. So this thing just looks awesome. I can't wait to compare it with the Mattel's in scale line Giganotosaurus whenever that one will be released. But yeah, can't wait for that. And you can see the eyes are painted very nicely, and they pop out really well too with the bright yellow and the black pupil. Yeah, just excellent T-Rex. And the arms here for articulation can go forwards and backwards. That's all they can do, and that's all they really need to do, in my opinion. I don't think they need to go all out with that, but I don't really care what else they do. And for the legs, they can go, they move all together. They can't move independently. So you can make the T-Rex like rear up as tall as that, and you can make it rear down as if it's like eating or possibly drinking, which is a cool looking pose. And then you can just have it in its neutral standing pose. Yeah, I guess that's kind of really it for the main articulation. And let's take a look at inside the mouth, as I forgot to do that. The teeth are made out of this like rubbery material, so it's not like actually painted, so the paint's not going to scuff when you play with these, which is a plus in my book. I hate when paint chips off of figures. And you can see how hollow it is inside the throat, so you can fit figures in it. And you got the nicely sculpted tongue. The whole inside of the mouth is painted good. And it's all glossy to make it have like that wet saliva look to it. So yeah, just a very excellent detailed T-Rex here. And then let's see if I can get it here. And yeah, you can see all the numerous amount of pebble detail on the bottom of the jaw there. The top of the jaw is sculpted pretty nicely. So yeah. And I guess also with articulation, which I didn't put in this video when I was recording it, is that the feet can swivel. And now when it comes to action features, I will show that in a separate video, as during this recording it was very windy and there's a bunch of dogs barking. So I'm gonna move on to a separate clip that shows all of the action features. So enjoy that little montage of what it does. So those are the action features for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You push the button on the tail and it roars, and then you can swing the tail from side to side to give it that awesome thrashing motion, which I think a thrashing motion is always appropriate when it comes to a T-Rex. So yeah, the action features I love, the roars I love, just the gimmicks, just classic Jurassic Park movements and sounds right there. So we're going to go on to size comparisons here. First, we're going to start off with my favorite Tyrannosaur, or one of my favorites, Moros. And as you can see, he is very dwarfed by the massive T-Rex. But, it's good prey size, I guess. And then next, we are going to compare it to a human. So here we just have a normal mercenary from the Fallen Kingdom line. And scales pretty nicely, looks very accurate. T-Rex was pretty big. So yeah, nothing to complain there. And then now we are going to compare it with the other T-Rex, T-Rexes that Mattel has made throughout the years. First up, we have their smaller sculpt, and this is the Mattel's Extreme Chomping variant. So it's much smaller than the normal T-Rexes. I usually prefer to use these as like males, since males were smaller than the females. But yes, the Extreme Chompings do have the better articulation, but the bigger ones are more accurate in size when it comes to the main T-Rex. So, but they're both pretty good. And then next, we're going to compare it to Mattel's very first Tyrannosaurus Rex, at least the very first one that I got, and is the Thrash and Throw T-Rex. And just by comparing them both, there's a huge difference between them. Mattel has gone a long way since 2018 all the way to here, 2022. So much time has passed, and their figures have just been getting better and better as the years go on. And this T-Rex had also the thrashing movement, and then you pull the tail down and it roars. The batteries on this one are dead, unfortunately. And the next T-Rex that we're going to take a look at here is the Bite and Fight T-Rex from the Dino Rivals line of 2019. This one is a pretty nice one too. I only got this for specifically two reasons. One, it came with a collector's card, and two, it wasn't electronic, so I could get this thing dirty, like in the rain or in the mud, stuff like that, for cool pictures. So yeah, it's a nice one. The paint's really good. The action gimmicks are pretty cool, but nothing even compares to the newest Rex. I will say I have way too many Rexes. All I need is just one. The next T-Rex here is the Epic Roaring T-Rex that came out during the Camp Cretaceous line of 2020, I believe. And this is when Mattel's T-Rex sculpt really, increased. It just went, soup. It's like their sculpt was so well from this figure on. And then here's the little action feature. You just push the button and it roars and it shakes its head. And it also has, like a thrashing movement to it, too. But it's a nice figure. I do like the articulation on that one, too. But it's still the Thrash and Devour so far. And then here we have the most recent Rex, and this is the, I believe, Stomp and Escape. This one I only loved because it came with capture gear. You gotta have capture gear with your T-Rex. And it can also stomp, which is pretty cool. This one came out last year, I believe, 2021, for the Dinoscape line. It's a pretty nice figure, but I only got it mainly for the capture gear. And that'd basically be it for all the T-Rexes that Mattel has made so far. This one is the best. So now we're going to take a look at the eating feature that this T-Rex has. So we're going to take this poor mercenary here. So what we can do is that we can open the T-Rex's mouth, have it eat the poor person, and then we can rear it up. And you know what? I'll even move the camera up so it is much easier. And then we could just push the button, and then the T-Rex should swallow the poor human. And there he goes. He's gone. So yeah, that is super cool. I love that. It's just like the Indominus Rex. Would be cool if it would go all the way to the stomach, but the fact that you can't really see the human after it's eaten is super cool to me. I love this feature so much, especially for a T-Rex, so that's awesome. And yeah, that basically wrap it up for this review of the Thrash and Devour T-Rex, I believe. I keep on getting these names mixed up. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next one. See ya.